Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you here?
Yes.
Are you now? Change is constant. Who would agree? Oh, every hand goes up. Yes, change is constant. And I'm going to talk about that idea. Our theme for the month is changing gracefully. And I'm going to tie that in to our 5 principles. 5 basic principles of unity. And how that can help you to change gracefully. But first, I want to bring you present. I want to bring you here and now into this room. Close your eyes for a moment and just ground yourself. We all have a witnessing presence that is with us constantly. And I want you to become aware of that witnessing presence right now. This witnessing presence allows you to be aware of yourself. So become aware of your own body as it's sitting in the chair. Become aware of the space your body is taking up in space. Become aware of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Become aware of any thoughts that are happening. What are you feeling at this moment? Now, as I go through my talk, I want you to continue to hold that present moment awareness as I speak. Notice if something I say triggers a thought in your mind or an emotion. Pay attention. All right, now come on, present. Let's come back here to this room. Bring your awareness to me, speaking up front, but also keep your awareness connected to yourself, to what's going on in your own mind, in your own heart. Now let's start with a principle number 1. Read that to yourself now. It is the foundation of unity. It is what the rest of the principles are built on, what our vision and mission is built on. And it goes like this. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. Well, that's kind of an esoteric term or theme or statement. What does that mean to you right here, right now? What I've been discovering is that witnessing presence, what if that's the God principle? What if that is the foundation, is the part of us that is everywhere present? In the second principle, read the second principle. I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. What if God's divinity is that witnessing presence within you? With all the qualities, all the 12 powers present in that witnessing presence. And what if we could separate our physical body, what we're thinking and what we're feeling, from that witnessing presence? I've been practicing this for many years. Always keeping a bit of my mind watchful, paying attention to what's going on in Bob. And I often talk to myself in the third person. as the witnessing presence that's not caught up in all the drama, all the wonderful stories my ego keeps making up about the world and about myself. And I connect with that witnessing presence. I can look at myself as if I'm somebody else and go, oh, Bob's got some crazy thoughts going on in his head right now. Oh boy, Bob's telling a great story right now. Just the other day, I woke up and all morning I was just feeling heavy and sad, and I wanted to cry. And so what I did in the afternoon, I was paying attention. I had my witnessing presence watching Bob feeling sad and thought, oh, he's got some feelings that want to come up. So I poured myself a big hot bath about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I crawled in and I cried. But my witnessing presence, I wasn't alone while I was crying. I had that witnessing presence with me. And it allowed me to love my poor, me, wounded child. Because that's what I was feeling like. I was feeling childish and helpless. The world was crazy and things were going on, and it was so hard. I don't want to be here. This isn't any fun. And I just allowed myself to cry, and I said, Bobby, you go ahead. You cry all you want. I'm here. I'm not leaving. And just, there was a part of me that was that wounded child. Our children don't leave us. You know, we're always blessing the children in our own inner child. That inner child never goes away. And that inner child is sometimes gleeful and happy, and sometimes angry and frustrated, and oh, I don't want to do this, or I want my cookies now, or whatever it is. Right? Right? And what it needs, what that child needs is love. It needs a loving parent. We can be that loving parent. That witnessing presence can be that loving parent, or a grandmother figure, or a wise sage, and be there for that child. And when I did that, my inner child felt nourished, felt heard, didn't feel alone. And my tears only lasted a few minutes. And then they dissipated. They just disappeared. And I was in my bath and, oh, this feels so good. Wow. We have the ability to do that at any time. Especially here on Sundays. Here, right now. We can be present with ourselves without getting caught up in the drama. If we can at least keep just a piece of us as that witnessing presence. And that is the first principle, to know that God is here and that we are that witnessing presence. That is God, which is witnessing everything, present everywhere. We can be that for ourselves. And so we don't have to be separate. There's me and then there's God. We have a human nature, our thinking and our emotions. That's part of our human nature. And boy, it can be pretty dramatic sometimes, can't it? I can be up 1 minute, down the next. That's my human nature. But my spiritual nature, my metaphysical nature, meta means beyond. And so metaphysical means beyond the physical. We have that. A part of us is metaphysical, is beyond the physical. And that is that witnessing presence. I want you to close your eyes for a moment right now. Be that witnessing presence and bring your attention deep inside your own body. Imagine yourself shrinking and shrinking and shrinking, or that witnessing presence going deeper and deeper into the body until you can be aware of a cell, a single cell in your body. So complex, and yet so small. And go even smaller. Bring your awareness to the atom, to the many billions of atoms that make up that single cell. And you can bring your awareness even smaller until the atom itself, you can see the nucleus and the electrons spinning around the outside at incredible speeds. And now I want you to allow your awareness to expand until you're aware of your entire body. 50 trillion cells, all working together in harmony. And then expand even farther. Bring your awareness to the room that you're in right now. And now expand it even further and bring your awareness to the entire city of Calgary. You can hold the entire city of Calgary in that awareness. And expand it to include the entire province, the entire country, the globe. Now you're holding the entire earth in your awareness, in that witnessing presence. And then expand it even further. You can hold entire galaxies. The entire universe can be held in that witnessing presence. It's beyond time. It's beyond space. And isn't that what we describe God as? Yeah. And where and when, not even where, when is that witnessing presence? It's here, right? It's here, right now. It's always present. We are not always present because we get into our head and start thinking about the stupid thing we did last week or 5 weeks ago or 10 months ago or 5 years ago, and we can bring that past right into the present moment and be so caught up in it that we're not aware of anything around us, not aware of this present moment at all. Or we can be fearful about the future. What's happening in the future? Oh no, I lost my job. I lost a loved one. I have to move. Whatever it is. But it hasn't happened yet. But we can be so caught up in it, so caught up in the drama of what might happen in the future, that again, we're totally lost to the present moment, not aware of it at all. Now I'm going to ask you a question. When are you not in the present moment? When are you not in the present moment? Never.
You're not conscious, which is most of the time.
But you're still present, you're just not conscious of being present, right?
All right.
So you're absolutely right. You can get out of it in your head easy, going to the past or the future. But what you're doing is you're bringing the past or the future into the present moment and paying your attention to that instead of what's actually going on right in front of you. So God is everywhere. There's many different names for this concept of God. We all have our own. You know, the crisis of consciousness is a good term that Unity members often use and authors. The universal intelligence, and there's other people have different names, Allah, the Buddha, the Tao, Zen. They all kind of refer to this same concept of this. I like the field. Scientists now are starting to call it the field. The field is everywhere present. And we are part of that field. So we are everywhere present. So we've got our foundation, that there is this presence, this field, and you can connect to it by becoming that witnessing presence, here and now in the present moment. You can identify that you are that presence, that you are part of one. There's only one source, one power, one light throughout the universe, and you are that. You are part of that. And then we have our third principle. I create. Read the third principle on your little basic Unity Principles card. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. It means we are a choice in each and every moment. The question is, who's making your choices? Your little ego self? Your human nature? Your thoughts, your emotions? Or that witnessing presence that's connected to everything? Right here, right now, what are you choosing? If you're, well, let's go, do you want to feel bad or do you want to feel good? Who wants to feel bad? Hey, way to go, Marlene! Yahoo! And she laughs, of course, as she puts her hand up. Who wants to feel good? Everybody, right? So chances are, if the ego's running the show, what you think is right is making your choices. Sometimes you're happy, and sometimes not so much. And being here now in the present moment, we are a choice all the time. So if we're not feeling happy in this present moment, it's because that's what we're choosing. And how do we choose it? With our attention. Where we give our attention. And who we're choosing to allow to drive our bus. So that witnessing presence is loving and kind. Our hearts are connected to that witnessing presence. And the loving kindness is there in the heart. So we can let our head make our choices or our heart. And it's very easy to know whether you make the right choice because you all just said you want to feel good. So you could feel good all the time. How? By paying attention to what you're choosing to focus your attention on. If you've got a thought that says it's cold in this room, I don't like it, does that make you feel good? No. Probably not. You go, well, yeah, I can't help that. Or can you? Maybe you could do something. Put on a coat. You know, it's kind of chilly here. I'm going to put on a coat. I want to feel comfortable. I want to feel good. Or you could leave the room. Or you could actually imagine feeling warm. And if you're good at it, you can actually create that warmth within yourself. You are a choice, and you have the power in each and every moment to be happy or not. You are the director of your attention. Where attention goes, energy follows. So I'm going to encourage all of you every Sunday to come here and practice being less human and more spiritual. And I'm going to call you out on it. When I hear you, I'm going to start calling you out. When I hear you complaining, or blaming, or shaming, or judging. Because none of those things make you happy, right? They make you feel powerful. They make me feel powerless. I don't know about you. I guess I can't speak for you. But I don't feel powerful when I think someone else is responsible for the way I'm feeling. When I blame someone else for my upset, or my anger, or my frustration. I'm making myself a victim. Oh, it's out of my hands. Or I'm thinking thoughts that I keep repeating over and over and think, well, that's just the way I am. I'm like that. There's no excuse. You actually don't have an excuse. Because you can change your focus. You can change to think about something else, something that feels good, If you want to be happy, if you want to feel good, doesn't it make sense to do that which feels good? And not do that which doesn't feel good? So on Sunday morning, I want you to come here and open your heart. Come back into the present moment as that witnessing presence and choose. Make a choice, a conscious choice. It's so easy to be unconscious, to get caught up in our thoughts and boop, off you go. Into the past or the future, usually. But we can do that. And isn't this why we're here? I know we say it every week. We are here as love. But how many times are you here as love judging something? Comparing things. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's not so good. We do it all the time. So let's be conscious as we come here on Sundays. Throughout, we've got a couple hours here to practice. I asked a few weeks ago who here wants to grow spiritually. And so I'm going to ask it again. Who here wants to grow spiritually? Every hand goes up, pretty much. No, I think every hand. Because isn't that why we're here? Yeah, absolutely. We want to bring that spiritual nature that we talk about every Sunday, right? We want to live it more in our lives. Well, we have an opportunity to practice here. Practice during our Sunday experience. Practice when we come to the Divine Essence groups. I don't know if any of you are aware of or not, but we have 3 what we call Divine Essence groups here at Unity in Calgary. We meet on 3 different days and 3 different times, and the whole focus is to set an intention for ourselves. And throughout the week, we try to live into that intention, and then every week we get together and we share our experiences. Did we live our intention? Did we not? What was good? What worked? What didn't? And at the end, we choose one principle. Okay, what's one principle, one of these 5 principles that we live with this week that helped us in that intention? The 4th and the 5th intentions are, the 4th intention is through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. That's an invitation to become that witnessing presence, to become your spiritual self, to focus on higher principles. And the 5th principle, I do and give my best by living the truth I know. Not thinking the truth I know, but living the truth I know, which means acting in alignment with those higher principles, with those 12 powers. To choose to be in our strength, to be in our power. When I was crying in the bathtub, feeling helpless and alone and so sad, to think that I'm strong, strength and power are 2 of the principles, or 2 of the powers, and to think that I'm strong and powerful in that place is almost impossible. Well, it is impossible. I just can't feel it. I can't get it. But as the witnessing presence, observing poor wounded Bob feeling powerless, I can own my strength. I can own my power. As that witnessing presence, I can be wise. I can learn. I can understand. I can start to divine order. And then, as that strong witnessing presence, I can hold my wounded child and comfort him and tell him it's okay. I'm here. I love you. It's okay. You go ahead and cry. You go ahead and feel whatever you want to feel. I've got you. It's powerful. So you're all ready to come here every Sunday to be more spiritual? Raise your hand if you are. All right. I'm going to start holding you to it. Okay? I want to thank you so much for listening. You are all divine beings. Each Sunday, you bring your gifts, and it makes a difference. Know that. Who you are makes a difference in this world. And you are the universe. And the universe supports you. And you can draw support from the other people in this room, from the other people in your lives. So do that. Build a community, share your gifts, and create the world you want to live in. We're going to go into meditation. So we're going to sing this song first, and then I'm going to take you into a little meditation. Anything can change. Sing along. Anything can change. Anything can change with faith. Take those words in. You can change any thought. You can change anything. You can change yourself. I want you to bring yourself back to the present. Reconnect with that witnessing presence. Think of it as your higher self, as your very own personal angel. Then I want you to look at yourself, your ego self, who you think you are, from that place of the witness, as if that person you're looking at isn't you, but someone you love, someone you're very connected to, someone you've been with every step of the way, but aren't identified with this moment. I want you to look at that self, that human self that you are, with all the stories, all the beliefs, all the subconscious programs that kick in when you least expect it. And I want you to love that person. So for me, I would go, I love you, Bob. Because Bob is that individuated self that my mind has created. The witnessing presence. Say, I love you, and then say your name. Can you feel that love? Are you able to allow it in, to receive it? Now say to yourself, I forgive you. And then say your name. care what you've done. It's unconditionally loving. Love yourself unconditionally in this moment. Say, it's okay. It's all right. It's not your fault. You did your best.
ever felt as if your life